Hey everybody, it is Callous here alongside Jabba, about to do the live narration of Arctic against Pkleech for the finals of Callous Invitational 6. Which bracket? Aqua bracket?
No, I have no idea.
One of the brackets. I'm happy either way because I predicted Arctic to win this bracket from the get-go, and if he does, then I'm right and I'm smart and I got both brackets right, which is beautiful. And I also, personality-wise, probably like Pkleech better than Arctic. Arctic kind of annoys me. Pkleech is humble. So I'm happy if...
You're really leading the video with that?
Damn right. So I'm happy if Leech achieves victory as well. He's also playing for history here. He would be the first player in Callous Invitational history to go 6-0 through play-ins should he get the 2-0 victory here. I don't remember who it was. Some scrubby bad player last year, I feel, had a chance at that record but wasn't able to do it. I don't... Do you remember who that was?
Oh. Oh man, I should have had it, man. I should have. Unfortunately, Kurtz is a little too good. Hence why he's main event this year. He should have been main event last year. I feel like,
You're not the only one who feels that way.
but he made it anyway. You know, through a series of unfortunate events. But
Ironic that we mentioned that today. BKC just appeared out of the netherworld today for the first time in quite a while. He is back in the ADV Discord.
oh yeah, he probably is promoting his new video. He
That's
released a new video today
that's
talking about.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, about the BP. It was a funny title. It was like, you know, the assassination of
I
baton
saw
pass by
the
the
cowardly
ADV.
player base.
Yeah, it's like a reference to a movie, so it's pretty funny. I think a few people are taking it a little too seriously before watching the video, where he's like, I'm not bashing the advanced community because BP is definitely broken. And then I don't know what happens after that because I'm not watching a 45-minute video on baton pass in ADV.
I was told they're going to start anytime, so we sit and wait.
Yeah.
This is the final match of play-ins, one way or another, unless we have some totally unexpected, somebody drops or there's some kind of unanticipated problem. Once this is done, we're going to have the full roster of 32 known 1 week from today. So next Sunday, what day is that? The 21st, we're going to do a live stream in which I reveal the pairings, and then we're going to kick off the main event. Time TBD on that, but probably noon-ish or early afternoon. We'll let you guys know as soon as we have that figured out.
Oh, it's not on Smog Tours, it's on main. He just linked.
Oh, because of Leech, they're doing the playing on main. That's obnoxious. Okay.
Oh yeah, is he the one where if he's on
He,
Smog Tours, he just disconnects over and over and over again?
he supposedly has connection issues. All right, so it's Arctic on the bottom, Leech on the top. This is quite surprising to me because Arctic has almost exclusively brought very fat, very stally teams, and if I had to offer one criticism of Arctic, it would be exactly that. It seems like he can only play really fat, stally stuff, so seemingly he has switched it up here against Leech. Smeargle is not a Mon that is on stall teams. This is clearly some kind of offense. I think that's a cool move strategically. That being said, the T-Tar didn't want to sleep for very long. This is not a good trade, the Smeargle for one layer of spikes and nothing asleep. So definitely a good start for Leech.
Yeah, that was a very, very fortunate one turn. But I mean, you always run the risk sporing into a T-Tar anyway. That it's just
Just as
lum.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're rarer these days, and especially against Arctic, like you said, he hasn't brought this kind of stuff. So you know you're not gonna lum your T-Tar because you usually need those lefties over the course of the game.
Brick Break Tar is often indicative of mixed Tar. It's interesting to me that Arctic went to Swampert here. Tar could easily still have HP
Yeah.
Grass, which maybe Arctic is scouting. Maybe he doubles back to something else here, but
Arctic is for sure just testing. He's going to see either that or he's Endeavor Pert, and so we'll sub down. That's another option in this spot.
it also could just be a protect turn. But like, I don't know, you just like let Scarman for free on Leech's side, for example.
Yeah,
Not sure what we're doing.
Endeavor. Although I don't like popping the Endeavor this early when I'm Endeavor per. I think that's better a little bit later.
I mean, look, it's not a given. It could be a CB Tar, for example, on the side of Leech. It could be CB Brick Break. It might not even have HP Grass,
That's
but
true. That's true.
certainly Arctic has to consider that. Very commonly, Brick Break is indicative of a mixed set. And we're already taking
Yeah,
some time.
yeah, we'll definitely figure out this turn. If he goes Skarm here, then that's definitely, I think, CB.
I wonder if Leech is trying to fuck with him with the clock. I wonder if he has grass and he's just salivating right now and he's just, oh man, think, don't know
Yeah,
what to do.
yeah,
HP
that could be
grass,
it.
motherfucker!
Yeah, that's definitely. I don't think Arctic would ever fall for that. Arctic probably just clicked his button and now he's browsing the internet on the side, waiting for the notification to pop up that it's his turn.
What do 15-year-olds do online? Is Arctic like, is he
I
checking out
think they
my...
play Neo. I think they play
That's
Neopets.
what I was thinking. My Little Pony real quick while he's working with Leech.
That was a very ballsy roar, considering everything we just said.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, imagine you just take like a 65% grass there just to roar the thing out. Arctic's play has not blown me away, and it hasn't been bad
This could still
by any
be. This
means.
still could be Endeavor too, by the way.
Yes, and
Because
I don't mean this game. Throughout the play-ins, Arctic's play hasn't blown me away. His teams have been awesome, have been super carrying, and they've been creative. They've been well built. They've been solid. I've loved the stuff that he's brought. He seemed like an average player, and by average I mean average among CI level players. So obviously still better than Joe Blow. But it's really been the teams more than the play that have impressed me. Leech, on the other hand, has felt like he's gotten himself behind in just about every game, but just comes back and wins anyway. And you were right, it's an Endeavor Pert. That makes it even more awkward. Does Endeavor Pert even survive a grass had it been a mixed tire there? Because Endeavor
I don't
Pert
think
is no bulk.
close.
It's all speed and special
Yeah,
attack,
right.
right? So
Yeah, it's very EV dependent.
does it even
I
survive
think.
HP grass, man? Arctic.
Yeah, I know that roar in retrospect. I mean, he must have gotten the tell that it was CB.
Even though he's like 11, he's got apparently larger testicles than I do. I could never roar there in that situation. It just you just lose Pert for actual nothing, and you are so fucked if he clicks HP grass.
Only plus uh, special attack per has or special attack T-Tar has a shot to kill, and it's only a 25% chance
Well,
if it's plus special attack.
mixed tar is usually max special attack, right? It's usually just like
It's
quiet.
oftentimes if it's the slower one, then yeah. Sometimes the faster one, sometimes that'll run plus speed, which
Sure.
never kills. So maybe he was just, I don't know. I still probably would have just subbed there because that way you get the best of both worlds. You get the check and you get to get a sub if he switches.
So Leech
This
so far, boring TSS. It's looking like we don't really know much of anything about the Zapdos here. It has Roar, so it's almost certainly a defensive set. There we go. That reveals some information. So Fori probably gives us a decent idea about what we're looking at here. Interesting that it's Fori paired with a tower with Brick Break. So it's either a tower that happens to be Crunch Pursuit alongside Brick Break, which is awkward but it exists, or it's like Last Mon, Doll, or Umbreon or some shit. He could be running Fori and just saying, fuck it, it'll never spin, but usually it's paired with some kind of Pursuit user.
Right, right. That could be what the lead T-Tar is, the Crunch Pursuit, and then Fire Blast last spot. So
That would be my guess if I had to venture one at this moment. And then the last poke on this team for Leech can only be a couple things. It could be like Gar, Arrow, Salamence are pretty common choices. If you really feel you need another Rock Resist, you can have like Rachi or Meta or something in the back. But that's pretty much it. There's a lot of things that it's never going to be for Leech. That being said, whether or not Arctic knows what he's playing against, I certainly prefer Leech's position so far, very early in this game.
you think Leech is up? Yeah, I definitely think one that was bad letting Fortress take that chunk. I don't like that. On top of that, I think the second layer here would have been huge, so he got a little bit of a lucky break there. But we don't know what Arctic has in the back yet. I think he's going to have something to beat these standard sort of teams. We'll see.
I
Um,
mean, T-Tar Gar X, right, in the back for Arctic.
uh, yeah, I would think Gar is a given, definitely.
I'm gonna go with T-Tar Gar X, where X is Rachi, Meta, Salamence, Jolteon, Starmie,
I like
something to that
Rachi.
effect.
I like Rachi for sure. Maybe like a Super Rachi paired with Boomgar or something like that could be
Well,
a really
it's got to be a rock resist, right? Because Swampert being Endeavor basically doesn't count, so it's got to be Meta or Rachi or something to that effect, assuming that we're right about Tar and Gar.
yeah for sure.
Pace of this game is pretty slow, which I personally don't mind. I take it, if anything, as a sign of respect that they are taking the tournament seriously and they care about it, and it's not just clicking. It's worth thinking about. It matters to them. Do-
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go. I think some players just play differently. They play off instinct. And that's how I always played. I didn't need to think. I just
These are
I got the next
certainly
turn down.
these are two of the more deliberate players for sure,
Yeah,
given their
yeah,
personalities.
yeah, for sure. Oh, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, on an Endeavor pert, I mean, you could still sub down, let the Toxic get you, and then fire off a couple pumps or Endeavors or whatever, but it gets even more awkward when the Mon on the other side almost certainly has Protect. Swampert
Yeah.
hasn't shown it yet, but I
Oh,
mean, Toxic
yeah,
pert.
probably Protox. I think you go for the break here because I think he might try and sub, and then you protect. That's probably what I would do here. There's no way he pumps. I don't think.
I might just switch if I'm Arctic. I think Protect here happens a lot. I think
But,
if you have like an HP Grass Gar or something, this is a great time. And he agrees with me, but it's not a Protect, it's a switch to Bliss. Probably anticipating either a pump or a Gar. Likewise,
wow.
had Arctic stayed in and played the Endeavor game, Blissey
Yeah.
could just click soft boiled over and over again until Toxic takes it down. So I think that was
Well,
pretty
it does. The pert does have roar.
sure. I think that was a safe play from Leech. I'm
It
on
would
board.
it would end up getting one Patea pump off effectively. I
Sure.
don't know if that's worth it. Interesting. Played by Arctic.
Overprediction Grass thinking Swampert's going to come back. Not clear. Now he goes
Yeah,
back,
he thought
playing
the
around
crunch was
Boom.
from T-Tar. Oh,
Yeah.
and he got
Leech is playing Arctic like a fiddle right now.
yeah,
It's not a good start for Arctic.
yeah, he
The
got caught.
Smeargle wasn't a skill thing. That was just bad luck. But the Toxic on the Purd is really bad. That whole sequence with Gar, he missed two opportunities. He didn't boom on the Bliss when he could, and then he did boom on the Tar, both of which are poor. This one, I'm not going to call it over. I mean, if it's DD Tar in the back, DD Ments in the back, that shit can just set up and sweep. It just randomly gets there, but
It's
clearly Leech ahead right now by a
yeah,
good margin.
definitely an uphill battle for Arctic to break through the rest of this. I think he really needed that boom on the Blissey, and I mean that was a good prediction. I always like the double down. You interesting.
Yeah,
You nail the first. You guess wrong the first time, and then I like to double down and click the same move again. Personally, that's usually my
psychologically that works a lot of the time. And
right.
I think the set is now confirmed too. I think we are correct in our suspicion that we're looking at Brick Break, Crunch, Pursuit, and then last movie they're like Fire Blaster, Ice Beam, probably a fire attack. Arctic knows it too. If you look at the comments here, turn 12, God, I threw this, he says. He is not happy with his own play, and like, not to rub salt in the wound, but like, I don't think I would be either.
Did I say Patea earlier? I meant
Yeah, yeah.
Torrent. Yeah, obviously, because these are Slack.
A berry and torrent boosted attack. So
Yes,
an obvious representation here of just clicking protect. Not that Arctic can really
he's
play
definitely
around
got to
that.
go out. Yeah, and this might be the Super Achi. Do you just go for it and click CM here? I hope he goes to Blissey. Blissey doesn't have T Wave, and then you get the psychic drops like
Well,
UD got
interestingly,
against Linear. Was that last year or the year before?
You know, interestingly, if this is a mono pert, so hypothetically the last two moves are Surf and Roar, this Rachi could win. There's actually, if it's a sub Rachi, so there's a lot of ifs here. If it's mono pert, if it's sub Rachi, that could, emphasis on could, be something that Leech doesn't have an answer for. That could sweep. Likewise,
Yeah,
a DD Tar here.
looks like you got the entire team right.
It would need to be like DD Grass.
Yeah, DD Grass.
Even then, Grass wouldn't kill Pert from this range. You'd have to get
you don't
there
need
on a
to.
crit.
The grass just opens for the arrow, and then
Correct.
it's game over.
Correct. I think the biggest threat is actually the Rachi for Arctic, and even though I feel
now that Zapdos is gone and can't roar anymore.
I don't feel like Arctic has played this game yet, but I think he's like I don't think Arctic's played well, but I think he's super in it. I don't think Leech has played spectacularly either, to be honest, and I'm not trying to shit on my play-in finalists. They're both here for a reason, but I don't think this has been the best game that either guy has ever played, and I think Arctic has more of a shot in this game than he probably should, all things considered.
No, that's lefties BB, so that's probably mix, right? Mixed
Yeah,
Mence
no,
and
I think the Arrow's a real threat, and I think the Rachi is like a real threat. Now, granted, we don't know its last coverage move. Combine Psychic means that it's not Bolt Beam unless it's some really weird like superset. So there's going to be something he doesn't hit amazingly. He probably doesn't have Ice Punch. Psychic Ice is garbage coverage that just does nothing to steals.
Yeah, he would have IP'd into the Zapdos for the kill, so it's definitely not that. It's, probably Psychic, Fire, Grass, maybe.
The problem is the Mence doesn't have the right set to threaten the Rachi. If he had Earthquake, he could threaten him and just like randomly have a crit to get there. But the Fire Blast not only don't kill to begin with, but they do less and less as CMs happen. So basically we're going to get into a sequence where if the Mence is even faster than the Rachi, he's going to need an immediate Fire Blast crit. Also, Arctic didn't train his Aerodactyl very well. That is a second Rock Slide miss in a row. Got to get him some fucking contacts.
Yeah, that kills the Pert, so the Pert's not going to be able to get an Endeavor off. He'll probably sack it here and then start trying to CM up.
Spin is annoying here, but it's insult to injury. The real threat at this point, the only way at this point, is the Jirachi for Arctic. The arrow helps. He shouldn't just give it up, obviously. And man, that's a third Rock Slide miss.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what he's going for there. I mean, sack down. Maybe he wants to block all roars. Yeah, correct. You said this might be the last roar. Yeah,
correct.
All right, so that blocks all roars.
All right, that's it. All in on Rachi. The only way we know CM and Psychic. I think it's some kind of subset, but it could be old school CM, Psychic, whatever attack wish. Psychic probably better here, but we don't know the Bliss he said. He goes to it immediately, so if Bliss has T-Wave... This is actually really awkward, though. If Bliss T-Waves here and then Rachi Psychics, or subs rather, get fucked, right?
This is,
weird set. It's not max HP, as you see from the 29% S-Toss.
This could be it, man.
Is it just some weird super? Is it just like bulky-ish Combine 3 attack? Looking like it.
It's not bulky-ish, 29%, so it's not 404 HP.
Well, bulky-ish, not max bulk, but like it clearly has some amount of investment.
That's doing a lot to Bliss at +3. I think it's just super.
Oh, that's so awkward. Does he die to the S-Toss? It's really close.
No. Why would he die to the S-Toss? He's 8% off.
Well, S-Toss plus the follow-up Fire Blast, I think, might be enough.
Break. That's for sure going to be interesting.
It's very close. Yeah, I think it's CM3 attacks on this Rachi.
But, if this is 328 and the Mence is 328, it could come down to a tie at the end.
I think what we're looking at here is Rachi that has exactly enough HP to live Dugtrio, and then whatever speed number you want to hit, 244, 270, whatever, modest, and the rest of it is in special attack. I think that's what we're looking at here. CM3 attacks. Probably like Psychic Fire Grass or something to that effect.
ABR thinks it's probably 328 Rachi. If it's 328 Rachi, he should win.
Suppose it could be.
I don't
like that from Leech. He's letting it lefties out of range, and you're also just begging for a drop or a crit. You're never going to win this way with soft boiled. You're actually letting the Rachi get out of range. You got to just S-toss and let it die. He does
Right.
it. He
So
does it now, but it might be a turn too
yeah,
late.
yeah, with that line, he gave him an extra
Now,
lefties recovery.
well, now he could fire Blast Miss. I don't even. Does Blast even still get him here? And is
No,
the
I don't
Mence
think.
even faster? GG, he
Oh,
says. Does that
yeah.
mean?
Wow.
What was the roll there? I don't. Let's assume. Let's assume Rachi has enough HP for Dugtrio and 0 special defense investment. What? Because he was at 3 CM boost there. That had to be a roll. There's no way that's a guaranteed kill.
He's +3, right?
Correct. Yeah.
It looks like if that's 0 defensive investment, that actually it always kills if the Mence is plus special attack, and if it's
Even if Rachi has like 380 total HP ish.
if we're going 380.
Whatever I don't know. I don't know what the Dugtrio number is off the top of my head, but the magic survives EQ number via just
Um,
HP investment, no defense.
yeah, if it's around 160, then that's a roll, but it's in PK's favor, so it would be about 75% chance. So if the Mence is plus speed and not plus special attack, so that looks like it was always because he was faster. That's actually always in Arctic's favor. Maybe he needed a CM again. I mean, a drop at one of those points would have won it too. And that was 20%. So I mean, it's hard to say what the optimal line was there. I don't think Arctic had enough time to really plan it out
That
and
game
see
felt
what.
sloppy from both guys. I mean, Leech was just letting his fortress take attacks for no reason. Arctic not only got unlucky with both the Smeargle and the Aerodactyl, but I don't love every decision he made either. He got totally outplayed on the Gengar sequence, for example. He also let his Pert come into Toxic. That was not the finest showing from either guy, but no matter how you get there, the way that this stands is Arctic needs to win 2 in a row in order to get his ticket to the main event and prove me right on both brackets. Pkleech, on the other hand, should he win this next game, is going to be the first and only player to have gone 6-0 through CALLOUS Invitational play-ins, which is a hell of an achievement. Play-ins are very difficult, as Jabba can attest. And yeah, or we could just go to a third game and then have Leech win, and I just lose in both cases. He doesn't make history. I'm wrong about the bracket. That's the worst outcome. We can't have that.
I'm looking through chat right now. I didn't even think about it because we were so into the Jirachi Blissey sequence that actually that those rock slide misses mattered because if the Jirachi had 12 extra percent HP, it always survives.
Correct. There was definitely luck in that game. Arctic, like I
Yeah,
said, got unlucky with both the
for
Smeargle
sure.
and the Aerodactyl. However, I think there were multiple decisions that he could have made that could have been a little better as well, so I can't solely blame it on luck there.
Yeah.
Here's the
Yeah, like if you
chat.
just
Just waiting, guys. Haven't been linked to the game yet. I'm also keeping an eye on the
yeah,
server itself for when they begin.
if I'm Arctic, I might actually just milk a couple of minutes, try to clear my head because that was a rough game. You had he odds were definitely in his favor. That's oftentimes probably that's probably like an 80-20 game his way, even with the one turn sleep on the T-Tar and the Gengar mispredict turns. I think he was still favored in that end game because Pkleech's team is so horrifically super Hachi weak, with that being Stoss toxic.
How do
Bliss.
how do 11-year-olds clear their head? Is he playing with his teddy bear? Is he petting his dog? What are we doing here?
I think he's watching an episode of Baby Shark, if I had to guess.
It could be that Dora the Explorer.
Yeah. I don't think that's still a thing. Blue's Clues. You big Blue's Clues guys? I bet you figured it out before he did and would yell at the TV.
I only watched it with the original guy. Well, who was the dude who followed up after Steve?
Joe, maybe.
Was that his name? I don't
I
remember.
don't
I don't
know.
remember him very well, but I remember Steve.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone remembers Steve. Ugh.
I think I read somewhere actually. And I can't believe you just brought this up, and I might be pulling this completely out my rear. You can Google it if you want. It doesn't matter. But I think I read that they're actually doing a revival of that show. They're doing a reboot. It's coming
I
back.
think I think you're right. This is now a Blues Clues live stream.
Well, I don't have kids, so I mean, I don't see myself watching Blue's Clues anytime too soon. But
They,
I,
they, they did they did bring it back.
yeah, see, there's a revival. They're bringing a lot of shit back. I think they're bringing fuck they called the Rugrats back as well.
Oh, really? Are they going to be like adults or something now?
That I don't know, but
Our kids or
these are things I vaguely recall reading.
I wonder if this is stuff that happened when we were kids, where like the new stuff that was coming out would try to appeal to the nostalgia of the parents, so the parents would try to get their kids to watch it, because that's all this is.
Yeah, it's rough. Everything now needs not just a sequel, but like a trilogy, and then two spin-offs or whatever, rather than original things. You just like milk what is already making money and roll with it.
Oh man, this this wait is going to be brutal for the video.
I don't mind. This is quality radio here. This is what you. I mean,
That's
what
one
what
word.
what do you think like sports talk radio guys do in the fucking off season where like they have one or zero teams playing? You can't just like talk about the draft that's 2 months out, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. You got to come up with something.
They create drama. Figure.
Did you see that tweet? That means he
Yeah, right.
wants to be traded. Unbelievable.
Exactly. Here we go. Game two.
Oh, good. I was just about to ask actual Pokemon questions, but here we go. Okay, game two. Somebody should link it in the chat if they didn't already. It is Arctic bottom again, Leech on top again. Nothing cute. Standard leads for both with meta. One of which is called Metagross. One of which is called uh, those symbols.
It looks like that's a mix gross lead, which I always like. I always like the mix gross if your team really wants to just chip down Skarmory for free, because they often come in and they'll let you HP grass or HP fire twice into them. So if you don't really give a shit about layers, it's a fun way to chip Skarmory for free, I found.
I like the bring. Mixed Gross is a mon. Just mixed. I mean, mixed breakers in general is a mon that I'm a fan of against a player that I, right or wrong, in my mind associate with he's gonna stall. He's gonna bring fat, and I'd be very surprised, pleasantly surprised, but surprised if Arctic brought anything other than a stall team in this game.
You think he's gonna? Well, this is trending, not stall. This looks more like
Could just be a fat meta with Protect.
Fizz offense. I mean, it could be, but
I'm skeptical. I don't
I
think
mean,
Arctic knows how to play anything other than stall. Show me otherwise.
I mean, I first games I saw him play were NU, and he never stalled. I think he just plays to what's best in the metagame, and if he thinks that's stall here,
That's probably a good trade for Arctic.
I never like
Oh,
trading that much.
interesting. The Mixed Gross doesn't have lefties.
Oh, nice, very nice from Arctic.
Is it Mixed Gross with Lum?
Yeah, it's got to be. Maybe he
Interesting.
changed it after last game. He's like, I don't want to get smeargled again.
Is there any chance that could be Pursuit Gross?
I don't know.
I mean, it's not that
Can't
exciting
remember.
now because it would come in on spikes, not have lefties, and get hit by the Gar's Thunderbolt. So I hope you're not relying on that to get rid of Gar. But
I can't remember the last time I've seen a Pursuit Gross, so I mean, I hope not.
well, so far it looks like some stuff that doesn't care for Gengar on Leech's end, and then
If this is super with fire, this could be bad. Okay, well that takes a chunk. We'll see how much it does. It
It's
does
it's it's
enough.
it's a bulky Rachi. The hidden power would have done more if it was offensive, and likewise the earthquake would have done more if it were offensive. So that's some kind of fat Rachi. Wonder if it's like that CM grass whatever attack wish with bulk, which is a weird set, but it kind of looks like that.
Does Arctic just push this down with the Claydol and hope
Uh,
that the chip gets him there?
I might earthquake again. I don't think the Claydol is going to be that exciting in this matchup. I really doubt that Leech has a spiker on the back. I guess he could have his own like Cloyster Glalie type of thing, some just like suicide booming spiker, but it doesn't seem like that kind of team. And the Claydol's
I
not
see
a
him
good switch into meta, into lax, into any hard hitter. T-Tower in the back, whatever. I don't think Doll's
right.
going to be that exciting in this matchup. Doll is a lot better against Fat and against like Jolteon, and I don't think this is either of those.
It'd be nice to have the boom for the Snorlax, but you have two other booms, so this looks kind of like one of those offensive boom teams. So
Could easily be
um,
more. Could even be like another boomer in the back. It could easily be like
could
Gar
be a
make
lack
Gar
here.
makes sense, right? For Arctic block spikes and or block spin
Could be
rather.
Gar.
Have another
There
boom.
could be a lax.
Could be like Gar plus last poke something like Gar Coon or
He
something as
needs
the
he
last.
needs he needs hard DD men's protection with this team, and PK's team kind of signals there might be a DD men's there, and so he Arctic needs something I think in the back that did nothing.
So they're both gonna push it.
Yeah, that's not even guaranteed to kill now.
It's
The
gotta be
HP.
well. The first one did 41, so it's gotta be an overwhelmingly favorable roll for the Rachi here. I mean, I don't know if you're Arctic,
Preserve.
can't you just go to meta here?
I don't know, because I don't want that. I don't want Meta getting fire punched.
Likewise, can't you go to T-Tar here? Grass.
I don't want that HP grass.
I don't think it'd be that exciting. There's a lot of things. You can switch to Mence. I mean,
Like 40%, then he can just do it again. So
I'll put it this
I'd rather
I'll put it this way. I wouldn't stay in if I'm Arctic. You can pick your poison if you want to switch, but I don't stay in here.
if you're gonna switch, I think it's got to be Metagross.
And they're both thinking about it. Timer going for both of them. I don't like to stay there, but
Well,
that's
this is okay. Well, he's got the doggy, so that's why he stayed.
Doug feels. I mean, there is a Zapdos, but Doug feels like a bit of a weird fit. I wasn't expecting that. Is this stall after all? Are we looking at like rest Cloyster and protect meta? Is this actually a stall team?
I don't know.
Is it just like Last Bliss and it's a stall team?
Of course, it'd be the weirdest thing for Arctic to bring a team that looks like.
That's my guess. That's my guess. It's Last Bliss for Arctic and it's a stall team. That's gonna be my speculation.
This loom is about to put absolute. Well, no, it'll get a kill. Well,
No,
it gets two kills
that's
because of
pretty
the quarter.
fucking bad. If it is Last Bliss, this loom is an issue.
Well, it's gonna get the. He's got to pick a sack, and then he's gonna get the revenge with the doggy.
I mean, that's really good,
Um,
right? Zapdos is asleep, and then something else.
yeah,
I guess
he effectively.
maybe you sack the Zap. Maybe you don't want something spored and something dead. Maybe you
Yeah,
combine that.
I think, but then you got to be careful. What if this is subseat?
Correct. No,
Then you
I like Leech's matchup here. I like Leech's side of this. I think it's last Bliss for Arctic, and I think
yeah.
Leech has all the tools that he needs to punch through this kind of team. I think Leech
So
has a real good shot of the play-in 6-0.
yeah, so he is tossing it luck, and he's lucky that that's not sub. Uh,
Yeah, I
Although
mean,
if it was, he'd get an extra chance. Maybe he's roar here.
well, if his only attacks, like if he's like Spore, Focus, Brick, Mach, or whatever, Brick doesn't kill, so we'd have to go for Focus again. So there's a hypothetical, yeah, where the Zapdos wakes up and fucking clocks him here, and this actually
He's
completely turns
faster.
around.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, Leech got the one turn wake last game. It's only turnabout's fair play, right?
I don't think Leech played it correctly. I think if the only thing you can do to the Zapdos is Focus Punch it, then you shouldn't be staying in there. Then you're just risking exactly what happened when you don't have to. Why don't you just go to Lax there or something if you're Leech.
Second layer here kills the Breloom. So I think he's going to want to try and get that down. So PK might want to just boom here to block the second layer. Although I don't know how important
Can't you just go to
keeping...
Breloom right now if you're Leech? Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that
but
better. Yeah, there we go. That's huge.
yeah, but the issue is, what do you even do? It's not like you can spore.
You
I
click
guess you have Sky Uppercut,
you
Brick
click
Break,
Brick Break. Yeah, that's the
and
play. You have a
you
chance
get the
to
second para. Oh, that's
yeah. You
bad.
have a chance to crit. You have a chance to para. And I think it's last. I think it's last mock. I think that's the set we're looking at, which would
All
mean
right,
that
well,
which would mean that there's a pursuit tower in the back, which makes all the sense given what's been shown. That's what I'm seeing. I think it's mock last, and I think it's pursuit tower in the back for Leech, and I stand by its last bliss for Arctic. Dr. CALLOUS with the predictions.
this is going to be a huge T-bolt here.
I don't
Can
see.
Lax even take it? 59? Yeah, it can take a second. It
I
can
don't.
take a second.
You can't click anything other than T-bolt. You never switch. You never ice. The
Right.
only play for Arctic is T-bolt here, always.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that Lax comes in at 59, so it can take a second one.
You could go to Pursuit Tower here if it's fat. A lot of Pursuit Tower have Sped F. Interesting.
He does just sack the to make it safer for...
I don't know if I love this. Yeah, now you go Cloister pretty safely. This is awkward because Body Slam is, I mean, I guess you can go to meta and tank a boom, but it's not even that good. Meta's low, would have to come in on a spike, it would eat the boom, it would just die to whatever faster Mon, probably the Zapdos that follows up. I don't think I love the Lax here. Now, granted, the play that I want him to make is hypothetical, which is having gone to a Pursuit Tower there. He might not even have that, but hey, who called the rest Cloister? Who called the stall team? It's a
I
Robo.
don't think that doesn't make this stall, because that's a very
It
offensive
is.
Zapdos.
It's not. It's Fat Zap. It's Roar. It's.
That Zap does not do 30% to Snorlax.
I'm telling you. Yeah, and there's Bliss. It's Aroma Bliss in the back. I'm telling you. The team doctor right here, taking Jabba's scrubby ass to the clinic.
No, that's modest. That's modest Zapdos. Okay.
That may or may not be, but it's got.
It is.
It has. It's a stall team. It's doll plus red. It's
Stall
doll
team doesn't have modest Zapdos.
Oh, you're crazy. It is doll plus rest cloister plus aroma bliss. This is stall.
Do you think PK just takes the boom here?
I don't think he has a choice.
No, I HP fire because Arctic's going gross.
I might go cloister. Interesting.
He goes psychic.
I think it's fat gross. Well, that works.
That was a pretty important crit.
I think it's fat gross with protect is my speculation here. I mean, that's his only real physical wall. Claydol counts for like half at best. Let's be real. Gyra, right. Is it last mag for no? Because that one's Gengar gone too. So yeah, it's last pursuit tower for Leech, and then awkwardly he's got no mag Gyra, so it has to be taunt Gyra if he's running it without mag.
Yeah, you gotta boom here, right? Because if this is DDHP rock, you just kind of lose. Unless you're
you have to stay in if you're Arctic. I hate that. Oh man, he got away with it, but man, what if you protect on DD there? That's awful. I don't like the protect at all.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's boomless Metagross, but that should not be a thing that exists.
Yeah.
And also, Leech has 10 seconds on this timer, and if he times out, it counts, boys, so...
That would be very unfortunate. Looks like he clicked, and we're waiting on Arctic, though.
I don't like that protect at all. God, he could lose the game on the spot. If it's DDHP Rock, protect, and you DD there, doesn't he like almost lose? Like the Bliss can tank +1 Earthquake, nothing else can. Oh, I don't like it at all. And now Zap, because what else can you do? It's close.
He must be slow, modest Zap, if he's not going here.
Well, like I said, it's fat. It's fat Zap. I tried to say that. It may or may not be modest, but it's fat. It's bulky. It is a stall team. This is really awkward too. Is he gonna like S toss it down? I mean, Blissey could have Thunderbolt hypothetically, but
Yeah.
Aroma.
Oh, because the cloister.
Even
Well,
that. I mean,
you think this cloister has boom? Spikes.
I mean, we
Rest.
literally saw Arctic
Nope.
bring.
Boom.
We
Boom
saw
rest.
we saw
No
Arctic
way.
Bing boom rest earlier in the play-ins. It was a lax, not a cloister, but we saw him literally bring boom and rest. And he rests again. Is it?
No,
Yeah,
hard.
it's utility lax for Leech. It's non-curse. There we go. I'm finally wrong about something. I've been right about 90% of things. I called the first team in game 1. I called Arctic's team. Finally, I'm wrong about something. And that is not a Pursuit Tar. It's a Zard.
Zard Loom Zoomer strats. If this is sub, I know sub's kind of fallen out of favor, but if this is sub, I think you got to sack the Dougie here, right?
So awkwardly, right now, is that if this is a beat-up Zard, which I don't know if it is or don't even necessarily think that it is,
Does nothing to
but
Blissey.
if so, yeah, it doesn't actually remove Blissey anymore because beat-up is dependent on the other Mons.
I feel like he could have gotten this thing in way earlier, or am I crazy? Maybe he didn't have the chance, but...
Well, he definitely fucked up if it's beat up because he should have done exactly that. But if it's sub focus, ooh, ooh, oh boy, now Doug is gonna have to bail him out of this. And like even then, like if the Charizard can go down to like Salak or whatever, we're done here. History made. Ooh.
That would be Salak, right?
You know what's pathetic though?
What?
I don't think it's a guarantee. In fact, I think a lot of the time the Blissey survives here. Even like maxed, say like Earthquake, I think Blissey survives.
You have to Aroma here if you survive and then get the Cloister Awake?
Oh boy. I don't know what the Cloister has. I mean, we know he has Surf at least. God, this is really awkward. There's like some major punt potential here. Like if Arctic, for example, tries to like T-wave it and he just subs, we're done. It's over. He's out.
Earthquake always kills.
If it's bold.
Yeah.
Bold.
Well, no, it kills. Why is it saying guaranteed OHKO? It does 97 to 114. Oh, because it's not okay. It is 80% chance to kill.
There we go.
If it's Jolly, then it almost never kills. And then that's assuming that Arctic didn't pump up more HP than usual.
Are we operating that Bliss is bold? Because it totally could be on this kind of team. Aroma Bliss on a stall team is often bold.
Yeah, I'm going to operate under that. So really, it's dependent on how much HP he has. But if that's Slack...
That being said, the Zard might just have Brick Break, which Blissey never survives here.
That's also a possibility, for sure.
Yeah, so it's physical move pool. It learns HP flying, Brick Break, Earthquake.
Double edge.
Does it learn Rock Slide? I want to say no, but I'm not positive.
I don't know. I think so.
All right, that's HP flying, so Blissey should survive that. But instead, we're going to go to Doug, who is either representing Rock Slide or needs to get there with a crit Aerial Ace, which is cringe. So we're thinking Rock Slide here, which not all Dougs carry these days. A lot of the time, Rock Slide is the move that gets cut in favor of Beat Up. But if it has Rock Slide, which it may here, that would obviously kill the Zard, pending it connects, which, as you guys know, 90-10.
Could be Endure, too, as people are pointing out.
Sure. I think it's really hard to play around that at this point, given the game state. You just kind of... Ooh, he doesn't have Rock Slide. Wow, Leech scared away. He would have survived that non-crit Aerial Ace, killed the Doug, and then probably swept the game, or at least had a chance to sweep the game.
Oh, no.
Leech under the pressure of the timer. Leech with only 10 seconds on his timer, doesn't have time to think it through, is scared away by the threat of Rock Slide that Arctic doesn't have. If Leech goes on to not win this set, it is going to be that turn that he looks back on and kicks himself.
Wow. Oh man. You know, he still might get a chance at some point
I
to
think
pull that off.
I think you're supposed to stay no matter what, because even if he rock slides, don't you just Gyra there, click DD, and then probably sweep anyway?
Maybe.
Because, like, you intimidate the dog, he never stays, you DD up, you win, right? Like, I think you're supposed to stay there one way or another if you're Leech. If he doesn't have Rock Slide, or if Rock Slide misses, it's over, you win the match. If he does get you with Rock Slide, you just Gyra sweep. I think, yeah. And, like, I think it's DD Taunt as well, because it's non-mag Gyra, so, like, you don't have to worry about Bliss ever, like, T-waving you or whatever. I think it's a throw for Leech. I think he was supposed to stay Zard, and then Gyra wins anyway.
Don't worry, he still looks. Oh no! Oh!
Ooh! Is he playing Heartbreaker here? Leech with 10 seconds on his timer again. Is Arctic ruining history for Leech and sending us to an exciting Game 3? Wet and wild set. I kind of want there to be a Game 3. I don't care who wins. I've just been enjoying the set.
Right. So you surf this down as far as you can, right? Hope Body Slam doesn't pull some shenanigans, and then you what ace? You just ace twice with the doggy.
I mean, it overwhelmingly looks like Arctic wins now, right? I'm not clear. I guess
Yes.
Zard could like immediately crit the Bliss or something, but he has nowhere near the firepower to kill the
No, that
Blissey without belly drum. But then again, this is actually an awkward sandless game, so
no. He's fine here. So he just goes Dougie here, and he aerial aces. Then aerial ace blocks the Charizard from doing anything crazy with drum or whatever, and then Blissey will end up cleaning it up.
yeah, the only way it goes any other way is if Zard has some like unset. He has like Lychee Berry or some bullshit, and he
Right.
immediately crits the Bliss or something to that effect. But
I don't even think that'll get there, honestly.
it'd have to be like Lychee crit Brick Break or something,
Right.
something along those lines.
And
Okay.
it doesn't even, well, yeah, it's plus speed,
Oh,
but
it's Selleck. Okay.
that's game. Wow.
Ah. Oh, we're not done yet. Rock slide flinch.
You gotta flinch 20 times.
Rock slide flinch
If
again.
this is how this ends, okay. Everybody calm down. He needed
Rock slide flinch again. Going to game 3, boys. No history to be made this day. Pkleech had it. He had the 5-0 streak, but he's not able to get the crucial game 6 and be the first player in history to go 6-0 through CALLOUS Invitational play-ins. But you know what I think would be a fantastic consolation prize for him? Winning play-ins and going to the main event.
Yeah, right.
So regardless of that history and that record, he could still punch his ticket to the main event. This third game will decide it all. Will it be fan favorite Italian Pkleech, or will it be my initial pick to win the bracket, making me the 2-4-2 correct bracket mastermind, Arctic?
I cannot believe the ending to that game. That's probably the game of the play-ins right now.
Yeah, no, that was a wild one. Watching it
Wow.
live too, I would just say you couldn't capture the same. Live has pros and cons. Waiting in between games sucks. When players are playing at fucking snail's pace, that blows. But you just can't capture the tension, the authentic reactions, the what could he have here? Let's really think about it, just like the player is. Live has its own special appeal.
Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, you can't match that. That's Pkleech has got to be absolutely bashing his head against the desk right now. He had it, and he fell for the bluff.
Well,
And
as it turns out, and hopefully he finds some comfort and consolation in this, as it turns out, the Blissey had T-Bolt, so it was going to... The Gyra wouldn't have swept anyway. It would have just gotten T-Bolted down.
Gara always loses barring insane luck or something.
It's uncommon that Blissey has T-Bolt there. It makes sense on the team, but like most of the time it's not going to. I wouldn't have played around that. If I had stayed in with Zard in Leech's shoes, I would have also lost this game because I wouldn't have played around T-Bolt with the Gyra, and I would have just gotten my Gyra cooked. So like it is what it is. It's one of those things
Right.
where you just have to say to yourself, if he has it, he has it. And in this case, he had it. But
That would have been a great spot, I think, for that Zard to be like a double edge, where you knock yourself into slack range. And how
we
much do you
never
take?
we never
How
saw
much
the
do you?
last move. But it's gotta
I don't know.
it.
You take way too much from recoil. Never
Well,
mind.
the last move has to be Earthquake, right? Because he's drum
Yes, that's definitely EQ.
he's drum rock slide HP flying, right? So if he were double edge, he does nothing to like Metagross, Rachi, whatever. You need EQ on that set.
Yeah, and you kill yourself on the bliss every time, so it's not even fun there to guarantee the kill.
Who pinged me in Mushi League? I am too busy for this shit. Oh, Seth is playing. Cool. Oh, did Seth win? Yeah.
Oh,
I think Seth won 2-0.
yeah, that's cool.
That's
It didn't even, I don't think he responded to his opponent for like
yeah.
entire week.
I had
Really
to
just kept on the win.
I had to PM him on like Thursday night or some shit and be like, "Do I need to fucking sub you out, motherfucker? What are you doing? What are you
Did you
doing?"
swim over to his country?
I would never make such a statement. It could come off as a threat to some fucking virgin on the internet who takes it the wrong way, and I wouldn't ever want that. So I would never make such a statement.
You tracked down his number. That's what you did.
Fucking hunted him.
Man, that was crazy. I cannot believe.
I
I love
can.
Arctic. My ability to feel anything has been nullified. Yeah, this is gonna
I
be.
think that's meant as a positive thing. I think that meant that he had like a heart attack and he cares about the tour. I hope.
Yeah, I think that means that with the roller coaster ride of emotions that game was, it's hard to come back from that.
Well, got to level up his Neopets and get back on the horse. Little Maple story while we wait.
Yeah, looks like Pkleech is asked for a little bit of a break. I guess so. He's the one that needs to clear his head. He definitely needs to clear his head after that one. I can tell you that much. He was so far ahead twice. He was really far ahead with the loom.
I I don't like the way that was played. I don't think if all he can do
Uh,
is focus punch it, I don't think he should have stayed in the loom.
Yeah,
I think you just go to
you get that first punch in and then just go to lax or something.
I don't even know if
Or
he
hell, you don't even need to get the
I was
first
gonna
punch
say I don't
in.
even know if I like the first punch, but I definitely don't like the second punch. I think you go to lax or gross there, and the the loom could have been
So
pretty decent there had he kept it around.
don't look at chat. So obviously that was Rock Slideless Doug Trio. Arctic revealed last move. What do you think it was?
I just did look at the chat because you told me not to.
Ah,
Yeah, I mean, like I would have thought it's just beat up when it doesn't have rock
yeah.
slide. You'd think it's just beat up, but yeah, suppose it's Screech.
No, nothing's as straightforward with Arctic.
You could also just like run sub on it randomly, but he doesn't have the leech seed to support it. But if you do, if you had like bulky seed Celebi or something, you could just like sub seed lock something down. But it's like pretty specific targets because if you are CB substitute and the thing you're trying to lock has a recovery move, you'll actually run out of substitutes before you kill it. So it's pretty specific circumstances where you're getting somebody with that cheese.
I don't even know what you're getting with Screech. I get well. Is it just he likes the Screech boom
I
combo?
think
I
it's
guess.
I think it's just last mon protection again. I think you screech like last mon Rescoon, last mon Lax
Yeah,
or whatever, and
yeah, that's
make
what
it
it
so you
is.
can kill it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because just
I
like
guess
that other stall team where he brought fucking
like
Tail
tail
Whip,
whip.
it's sandless again, so he can potentially really struggle with last Lax or last Coon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the chat waits patiently, as do we. I don't blame Leech on taking a minute here.
Yeah, definitely need to clear your head after that.
What does an Italian do to clear his head? Go through a couple pipes, perhaps? Save Peach?
Uh,
Have a cannoli?
yeah, well, maybe his play-ins are in another castle.
Cannoli's pretty yummy, in my opinion.
What's yummy?
Cannoli?
Oh, yeah, cannolis are great. Italian desserts are awesome. I love
Absolutely.
them. Love tiramisu. It's so good.
Who are some of these people? Who's mechanically separated?
No idea.
I've got an eclectic bunch in my Discord server. You guys should join. Oh yeah, I should probably save that replay too, real quick, just in case they did not. Let me make sure we have that. Very important.
No, you're not supposed to save for them. They're supposed to forget, and you're supposed to go. It's in the rules, and then you
Make
disqualify them.
make them replay the whole set. Sorry guys,
Yeah.
that one didn't count.
Man, if this game was replayed, that Charizard would just win on turn one.
Yeah, this game was replayed. I think there would be different decisions from both parties, more so Leech.
Yeah, if you look at this with the knowledge that that's slideless Doug Trio,
Wow.
and you go, oh, and that's Rock Slide Zard, you're just like, oh, get a little chip on Cloyster or make it rest, and then Zard just sweeps.
I mean,
Cool.
even them, does drum slide just kill Cloyster? Probably, right?
No, not with the damage it was taken from those body slams. I'm thinking that has to be near max defense.
Arctic saying he is nervous. Or in pain, rather.
Like if that's bold, then Rock Slide's not going to kill. But let's see. It's hard to pin down exactly what those
So real
lag
quick, who knows
lag
what
CDs are.
who knows when we're gonna start? We could be starting in 10 seconds or in 5 minutes. But what adjustments do you make from either guy's shoes here? It's game 3 with your tournament on the line. What are you bringing here? Arctic, I bet you, brings a stall team. But what would you do if you're Arctic, and what would you do if you're Leech?
If I'm Arctic, I probably want to mix it up again. I don't like that team. That Pkleech team was really scary into your stall brings, and I think you have to, by the grace of God, you were able to hold on and pull that win, but you got a little bit lucky at points, and then PK on top of that, he made some clicks that ended up losing him the game. Whether or not they were justified, I think is another story. Obviously, you think it's going to be Rock Slide. Is it worth it? I don't know. That's a tough decision. So Arctic, I don't like bringing in stall again because if this is the kind of stuff PK that is hard tuned. That's like he went through a class of what am I bringing against Arctic stall, and this is what he came out with, and I don't want to face that again because you're going to need more luck, and you're going to need to play better than him again and hope he throws in a tight spot. So I do not want to bring Saul. I like the first bring. I like bringing, maybe CM spam or PK really hasn't brought anything that can really take on an offensive Zapdos, in 2 games. So well, he did bring Blissey, but like Zapdog, would be really good, and that would be completely unexpected. PK, I just think you keep doing what you're doing because you pulled game 1, and then game 2 you should have won. So just keep doing what you're doing, put your head down, and keep rolling. and hope that you get more breaks in game 3, because that's what it's going to come down to. I think both players. I think we're not seeing a lot of. I don't know. If I'm one of the players in this game, I want to be the first one to start double switching, because neither of them are really doubling a lot. There's not a lot of proactive play, a lot of reactive play. So I think, both players have kind of settled into that groove. And if you're the first one to kind of upend the table and you start playing more proactive instead of reactive, I think that you can catch, the other player off guard and get some, free kills.
And Arctic's going to bring a stall team.
Are you seeing that though? I think this is a very reactive game or set so far. I would love to see somebody just start, doubling out there and getting a little crazy with it.
Yeah, I'm with you. My only objection to that, the only thing about that, is that Arctic's going to bring a stall team.
So well. That doesn't mean you can't be proactive. I mean, some of the best stall players of all time, they're really proactive. Getting Blissey in for free on a double.
Do we start?
That's a lot of work. Yep.
It's not going to happen, but you know what I would love to see here for Arctic, and you know what I think would just win? Just bring CM spam.
That's what I said.
Just bring
Did you listen to me?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Just bring like the ABR CM spam. He won't.
Yeah.
But it would win.
Bring some of that Jinx lead shit. Well, this is Zap lead. Maybe he did go Zap Dog. Zap Dog, I think, would be great here.
And likewise, Leech, I think Leech should hard stall here. Leech should bring the fattest fucking mystery verse bullshit, Dustclops bullshit you could find.
Do you think you gotta consider though? Do you think Pkleech thinks he can go 200 turns with Arctic?
I hope so, because if you don't fucking believe in yourself and have confidence, then you don't deserve to be in main event anyway. Fucking believe that you're a good player, believe that you can beat somebody in a long game, and do what you gotta do to win, dude.
Just because you don't think you can go 200 turns doesn't mean you think you're the worst player. Different players have different play styles.
I don't think Arctic is an all-star pilot by any means. I think Leech should be able to keep up. Again, unless he's in his own head right now. It's totally possible that he's tilted right now, whether he admits it or not, or wants to be or not. He's still thinking about that previous game. Man, I fucked up the record. I fucked up my shot. I had that game. It would have been the 6-0. And he's talking to himself right now. I hope for his sake that isn't the case. But if that's how he's feeling right now, then he basically already lost before we even played.
That was a bold stay by PK too. And then look at this. We got Zap Loom offense. It could be Zap Doug Loom. Could have a Jirachi in the back. So he's kind of bringing the team.
It also could be, and I think this is less likely, but it could actually still be a 4E squad for Arctic. These Mons actually all fit with like 4E Tower X, 4E Tower Bliss, for example, in the back, or like 4E Tower Perch or something like that. Big mock.
I don't like that.
Well, there better be a Doug follow-up then, and there is, but I still don't know if that's a great trade. I mean,
yeah.
Like, Leech can just, you just scar him here and click spikes, or you could just, go Mence and get a free Dragon Claw. You're going to always capitalize on the Doug here, right? I don't think I overly love that trade. Plus, without even knowing Leech's team, what if it is just, a super fat reactive stall? Maybe that Loom was actually a huge threat that Leech is now fist-pumping. Man, I'm glad that fucking thing's gone.
Right. I don't think so, because I don't think that kind of stall team is going to run the classic Fire Blast HP Grass T-Tar. Sure. To me, that signals more that we're probably going to... Yeah, but there could be a Scarm here, and a free Spikes would be huge, because we could be looking at an Arrow, Fizz offense team.
All right, Celebi is not what I was anticipating.
This could be.
Is that like Cella Mag?
It's going to have the boom, yeah.
Okay.
That's a pretty good boom, actually, because that thing was going to be an absolute menace in the late game, I think. So that was good for Arctic. So PK, you got to be thinking maybe he's got Metagross. Not Spikes, or else he would have set it up there. So, what are we looking at? Gross, Pert.
I think we're looking
maybe an Arrow, maybe a Mence.
I think we're looking at a mixed offense from Leech. Both of these mons have shown fire attacks, which indicates that he's trying to get around Skarm without the
Right.
use of Magneton.
Right.
So I think we're looking at something to the effect of uh, Kuhn meta, mixed meta specifically, or CB meta, mixed men's, that kind of thing. Mixed offense. There could be, weird like Regice or something in the back, but I think we're looking at a mixed offense here of some kind. Probably with Jirachi, because
If,
that seems to be Leech's just favorite mon. He uses it all the fucking time. Big Rachi fan.
if PK is Arrow, then I think things are already pretty dire for Arctic.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I right now turn 6 without knowing full teams for both. If I had to wager, I would say that Leech is in a better position right now, but it's too early.
if I'm Leech, I hard probably go Arrow. I think Arctic is gonna go Zapdos because this kind of team, uh, once you get rid of the Celebi, oftentimes can't really switch into a Zapdos. So PK either wants to do that, or if he's got a Gross, he goes there for the boom,
I'm gonna
because that would be
speculate that he doesn't have Arrow. I think it would have come down on the Doug Trio turn, and I think Leech is spikeless, so I don't think he's gonna have an Aerodactyl. But if he does, I'm with you. Now's a wonderful time.
yeah. Uh,
And he goes Lax.
yeah, there you go.
This is certainly a mixed offense.
Yeah, and that's really bad for Arctic.
And I think
Yeah, he,
I think it is last Pursuit Tar for Arctic. It clears Gar for the Loom. Kuhn hates it. Yeah, I think
he
it's last Pursuit Tar. This is a known team. This is a known archetype. I think it's last Pursuit Tar for Arctic. Okay, well that
uh,
body slam did a fuck ton, but he at least avoids the para.
yeah,
We just bolting it down and trying to follow up with Doug. Is that the plan here? Is
exactly.
Arctic already on the plan of just last Coon? Is that the play?
Yep.
There's Bolt. Oh, a para. But the body slam with a better roll that time gets him. So now Dougie from 43% should be able to get him.
And luckily, the coon, and that's probably why I stayed in the HB grass because the coon's healthy, so it's going to block any shenanigans that might occur from like a DD Mence or something like that.
The problem again with Doug Trio, and why I personally don't use a ton of Doug Trio, more than 0, but not a lot, the opponent always gets to follow up, and it's the same thing here. Something on the other side, Jabba says it's Aerodactyl, I think it's Salamence, but in either case, is going to come in here and exploit the Doug Trio, and Arctic is going to lose his tempo again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's Arrow. I'm just saying if he did have it, I don't think Arrow fits that well. I mean, it blocks against. I mean, he relies on so much lax, it seems like, so that I don't think he really ever considers Arrow to block against, CM spam. So I'm thinking it's more likely
It's
maybe
gonna
a
it's
men.
gonna be Mence and then one of Meta or Rachi, but not both, and then one of Coon Swampert Doll is the
I
way that
think,
I envision it.
I think hurt.
So Leech
Bug.
taking the time, and like I said, I think it's last poke Pursuit Tar for Arctic, which I think is, if it is that, I think it's underwhelming in the matchup. I don't think there's going to be a Gar for Leech. I don't think there's anything too exciting to hit with crunches or fire blasts, whatever. And obviously the Doug Trio is not a proper win condition either. So I think whether Arctic likes it or not, Kuhn is gonna be it for him.
Yeah, and like we said, there's and it gets blocked by the Suicune. So that was the exact sequence. I think I would have just taken the chip because now you just lose that for free. I don't. Maybe if that's last. No.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what his options were to switch
Yeah.
there. I can understand like not
I'm
wanting
just
to.
curious. Two HPs do more than the +1. So if that was your plan, to sack down the Mence into the very obvious Coon switch in, I think that was just a suboptimal play. I'm not sure I really get that.
Like he didn't want to go. Leech didn't want to go Rachi into what could be like a Crow Coon or like a Combine Roar Coon. You don't want to get into a Combine pissing contest and then have it either just have the rest talk advantage or just
Sure, I'm
roar
I'm
you
just
out.
saying I'm just saying if your plan was to sack down the Salamence, I
Sure.
think you just HP flying twice.
Sure.
Um,
Okay, that's
and
why. So
it
it's
is
actually
okay. There it is. Yeah, it's a double DD. What are the odds you think this thing is HP electric?
not 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 impossible, but not great. I see it being like CM, ice, water, sub, or maybe even roar. Could even be I don't know. I don't think electric is the most likely, but I also think Leech is not in a position where he can play around it if it is that.
Right.
Yeah, I think Leech has to click
Could be a
DD
war
here
come
and
down.
get there. Ice beam.
No.
27% is okay, but it's not going to be good enough. A freeze obviously would be
Second,
devastating.
yeah, second DD here just wins the game, assuming no freeze.
Or roar. Yeah, roar or freeze would bail him out of this. But yeah, second DD.
That
If it
would be an interesting play if he baited the first DD into a roar to get the chip. So maybe if
or if
you're
he's playing
PK,
around
and
or if he's playing around taunt.
if PK has double edge, it's also just over here. Although
Yeah.
T-Tar can sometimes take an EQ, but I don't know if the set here would kill back.
Ooh. Gives him a
It is.
window. Gives him a window to freeze or crit, but doesn't. And oh man, he didn't DD again. That's so bad. Now Pursuitar lives the earthquake.
Yeah. Uh,
No, Leech. I mean, again, he's feeling the clock. 15 seconds, but like, I think it's
that
Pursuitar. Second DD wins the game.
yeah, everyone in chat agrees that was a second DD turn.
Oh,
There's no.
he's trying to throw. Unfortunately, man, I think it's Pursuitar that now lives a non-crit earthquake.
So what's last? Meta? Meta can eat Dougie, right?
I mean, yeah, but now you give Arctic the out of getting a crit that he shouldn't have.
Right.
Leech just clicks DD there, and anything other than Aurora the Freeze, you're done with the exact way that this played out. Second DD, Leech is in the main event. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh no! I mean, he still might be. He's still favored to be, but he just gave Arctic an out that he shouldn't have. Again, this is all assuming that it's
And
that it's Pursuitar in the back. We're gonna find out
right.
in a moment. I could totally be wrong. It could be something else, but like obviously from Arctic's perspective here, if it's like a DD Mence or an Aerodactyl, there's nothing to think about. It's already on the fucking table. So he's going over his options. He's using his timer. Why shouldn't you? But like, there's certain things here where if he had it, it would already be out. I think it's Sutar, and the play is you eat the earthquake, you crunch him down or whatever, you thunderbolt him down if he has that, whatever the attack is, rock slide, whatever, and then it comes down to Doug versus last, and Arctic fucking clutches his teddy bear tight and prays for the crit.
You know what? One thing that is interesting, though, if you're Arctic and this is T-Tar and you eat the EQ, one thing that's interesting is that if PK does have a Metagross in the back, the actual optimal play is to go hard meta.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the things that like the
I
Taro would be
think
doing to the Gyarados would be like Rock Slide, T-Bolt, Crunch, all of which meta doesn't
you need to. Well,
overly care about.
the question is going to be, will the meta be able to survive the T-Tar with enough HP that the Dougie can't beat both at the same time? And that's the question that we're
Yeah,
going
I
to be
mean,
facing.
there's still throw
That's
opportunities.
assuming it's even a meta. It doesn't have to be. It could be a Jirachi.
Well, it would require Jedi mind tricks from Arctic, but like, imagine this is
Definitely.
this is a sick play. Okay, not what I thought it was.
Oh, that's game.
That's anticlimactic.
All that
So
for nothing.
that's anticlimactic as fuck. So we're done, or
Yep. That's sad.
man, he kept Leech
What's
hanging.
speculation for nothing?
Watch the Doug Trios faster now, and Arctic jumps off a bridge.
Damn. That sucks because actually that Raikou had a great matchup. He just needed to get it in. And that's the thing you were saying about Dougie. Dougie forces you to be reactive, and so it gave that Gara a free DD, but if he wasn't forced to play like that and he could have been proactive with the Raikou, the Raikou could have just won on the spot, And that's the downside of using Doug Trio.
Well, that took over an hour in real time, which is longer than I thought that it was going to take. But we have a winner, and we have the full 32-man roster. I did not get both brackets right. I was damn close, but I didn't get there. It's not going to be Arctic this year. It is Pkleech failing to make the 6-0 run, but nevertheless punching his ticket into CALLOUS Invitational 6 main event. Congratulations. I don't know that this was his finest set. There were a couple plays in all 3 games that I didn't love. Certainly the lack of the second DD there, I was not a fan. But he won. Leech is going to be in the main event. That's what counts. Like I said, congratulations. Well, what do we think, Jabba?
You know, it was a good win, good bring into this team for sure. He was ahead the entire time, and he was able to close it out. It was a good set, very enjoyable. I think from a spectator perspective, I really enjoyed all the games. It was unfortunate that Game 3 ended that way. I thought there was a real chance he could pull it off. You know, especially if that was a T-Tar. So that was sad that it ended like that, especially after Game 2. The way Game 2 ended, it would have been great to have back-to-back insane endings. But, you know, I'm a little bummed out. Arctic didn't qualify. You know, I think he would have been great for the main event. You know, but maybe he's a main event next year. We'll find out. But overall, a great set. I enjoyed it.
Appreciate you being here, Jabba, and I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, a week from today, the Sunday the 21st, we're going to do the live pairings reveal. Jabba will be in on that video as well. Time TBD, but probably around noon Eastern. I will let you guys know early this week when we're going to be doing that. I hope to see you guys there. CALLOUS Invitational 6 main event 1 week away. Thanks for watching.